This video will aim to answer the question, what is an equation? Firstly, starting off with the definition, a way to equate one expression with another. So in its simplest form, an equation is made up of expressions and constants and operators, and it allows us to equate expressions against one another. So I'll go through, using examples, what these different terms means: expressions, operators, constants. So the easiest way to begin, so there's primarily you would be working with either a numerical equation that just consists of numbers, and then also an algebraic equation. So firstly, the fundamentals are the same, but we'll go through the components of a numerical equation, and in particular looking at the expression as mentioned in the definition. So an example of an expression would be something like take 3 plus 7. So that there is a numerical expression consisting of a 3, which is a constant, a mathematical operator, the addition, and then 7, which is another constant. So that there is a numerical expression. It's not an equation because we haven't equated it to anything else yet. So that right there is a numerical expression. Now, to form an equation out of that, we would need an equal sign. And then, of course, the sum of these two constants is 10. So now we have an equation that consists of, this is the expression, this here is a constant, and here we have the equal sign, which makes this whole expression and constant into an equation. Here we have operator, which is the addition sign, and then we have two different constants again. So we have an expression, the equal sign, and a constant, and that allows us to form this equation. Okay, so I'll just box that off. So then, leaving that behind, the numerical explanation, the one that's more common to textbooks or that's used in schools would be algebraic expressions and algebraic equations. So that's when you have your x's and y's and z's. So an example of an algebraic expression would be something like x plus 5. So see, it's very similar in that it has constants as mathematical operators, but this time we just have an unknown, which is x. So x just represents a number. So it doesn't have to be of that simple form. You know, another algebraic expression could be 1 over x plus x squared. It's the same principle. You have a variable, you have an unknown x, there's operators, there's constants. In this expression we don't have a constant, but again, they're not yet equations because they're not equal to anything yet. They're just independent expressions. So to make then an equation, it's the same situation. They're equal to something. So this might go into a separate video, but I'm just going to put this equal to 10. I'm just going to set that equal to 10. And from this, you'd be able to work out the unknown x. But that solving for x and working out algebraic equations is that's a separate video. So why do we need these x's and y's and z's and whatnot in these algebraic expressions? Well, they're there for our convenience. They're not there to confuse us as it might seem sometimes when you're looking at the length of some of these expressions, but they're actually there for our convenience. So I put together on another bit of paper a kind of explicit example as to what I'm trying to get at here. So if you have something here, instead of you writing an unknown number multiplied by an unknown number is equal to 5 divided by an unknown number, to take all them words out of it and how long-winded that is, why not just have your unknown number as an x, and it just simplifies to x times x equals 5 over x. So in words, you can see that it's not very convenient, especially if you have a long equation. You're not going to describe it with the English language. You want to compress that into a smaller unit as you can get. So when writing it, it's its most constrained. So x equals 5. So these two equations are equal. So yeah, that's the reason for the unknowns. But as I said, in future videos, if you want to know how to solve these equations, we can do that. But this is just about what is an equation. So in summary, an equation, we have expressions that are equal to a certain number or another expression. You need the equals there. So we're able to compare. We're able to compare one expression with the other through the use of the equal sign. And then in the algebraic expression, it's the exact same. You have an algebraic expression here that contains a variable x. You have an operator, a number, equals another number. So it's not that it has to consist of everything. Like for instance, 2x equals 4. That's an equation, but you can see there's no operator. Well, implicitly there's an in product there, but there's no plus, minus, that kind of thing, and there's no constant on this side. It's just a algebraic expression equals 4. So yeah, that was an introduction into what is an equation. I hope you found it useful, and I'll be doing subsequent videos on how to solve these equations shortly. Thanks.